Good evening. This is This Week Tonight with John Irvin, and this afternoon I have Jason Graziadei with Nantucket Cottage Hospital. Welcome, Jason.
Thanks for having me.
You betcha. Now, Jason is here to tell us about Nantucket Cottage Hospital's health fair.
That's right.
So, when is this?
It's Saturday morning, this Saturday, October 29th, from 8 to 11:30 a.m. This year we're doing it at the Nantucket Yacht Club, which is on South Beach Street. So a little different than what we've done in the past. Typically it has been an event at the hospital during the spring. So new this year, we're going to be down at the Yacht Club. I think it'll be a better space for people, make it a little bit more user-friendly. And we also switched it up to the fall so we could include, have a flu shot, a flu clinic component for people, just make it a little bit more valuable for them. You can come there and get your flu shot in addition to all the other screenings and things that we normally have at the health fair. So just a note about the flu shots, it is 18 plus and it's $20 cash or check at the fair. You don't need an appointment, but it is cash or check and 18 plus for those.
So you need to be 18 years of age or older, and it's $20. And if people want to find out a little bit more about this, can they go online?
Yep, you can go online at nantuckethospital.org. Right on our homepage, there's a tab that has all the information about the health fair, time, location, what we're going to have this year, so they can get all that information online.
Now, what else is going on at the health fair?
So there's a lot of different things going on at the health fair. You know, typically people like to come and get the free screenings that we do that are available to the community. So this year, again, we have the dermatology, the skin cancer screenings with Dr. Qureshi.
That's important.
Yep, and those typically fill up, are the first things to fill up. Everyone knows that the dermatology services are in such high demand, and we have our visiting dermatologists coming more and more, but there's still a great demand for those. So he'll be there doing that. We also have dental screenings. We have some eye screenings with AC-Eye, and we're going to be doing, our sports medicine folks and physical therapy folks are going to be doing running evaluations. So those are the type of free screenings you can get. In addition, we're having Dr. Monto do a lecture. He's going to talk about aging and how to stay healthy, those types of things. So Dr. Rocco Monto, who's the orthopedic surgeon at the hospital. And we're going to have a number of information booths about all different kinds of topics, tick-borne diseases, what you need to know about health insurance with the open enrollment period coming up. We'll have an information booth about the new hospital project. We're actually going to have our 3D model of the new building, which we just got, to kind of show off and give people a sense of what that's going to look like. And just lots of different programs that we have at the hospital that you might not have heard about or know about. Typically what we find is people don't know what we have until they need it, and that's totally, I get it, that makes sense.
But preventative medicine is good.
Preventative medicine is good, and to know what your community hospital has to offer, what we do here. I'll give you a quick example. A lot of people, if they have to go off island for surgery, if there's a surgical procedure that we don't do here and they go off island for, typically something very complex or a major surgery, you need some rehab after that, and you need to be, a lot of people will go to like a Spalding. What we have at the hospital is a program called Healing Near Home. So it's skilled nursing and rehabilitation, and it's a federally approved program. So if you have surgery in Boston or somewhere, you can come home, you can be on the island, do that skilled rehab component in the hospital under the supervision of our nurses and physical therapy staff, instead of going to some place like Spalding and having to stay off island longer.
It's nice to stay on island.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing. We have our cancer care program that, I think the word is getting out more and more, but still some people are still going up to Boston for services that they can get right here on the island. We have that great connection with the Mass General Cancer Center, so we have their oncologists who are coming here. They're doing the chemotherapy treatments here, so you can get a lot of that care without having to leave the island. So things like that, that you might, of course, you don't want to hear about cancer care unless you have it, but it is good to know what is available at the community hospital and different programs and initiatives that we have going on. So.
Absolutely. Now, tell me a little bit about you. How did you get involved with the hospital? Because as I understand it, you have a journalism background.
I do. So I have been with the hospital for almost 3 years now. Before that, I was working at the Inquirer Mirror as a reporter for almost 10 years. So that was my background in journalism, reporting. And 3 years ago I was looking to do something new, and this position opened up at the hospital. That used to be Bill Farrell used to, if you know him, used to have the job as the communications officer. So I was pretty excited about that. The hospital is going into a very exciting time with the new building. So all the different strategic communications around that project have been really challenging and interesting to be a part of, and just to be a part of this hospital that, it's like, we like to think of it as the one thing that kind of touches everyone on the island. At some point, if you live here, work here, you're going to need it at some point.
Yep.
You may not need it if you're young and healthy, but at some point you will. So it's like the one kind of thing that everyone will use at some point.
Well, I'm a big fan of Nantucket Cottage Hospital. I had my colonoscopy done there. I think everybody, both men and women, should have that done once they're over 50, and it was an easy procedure.
Yep.
Now,
Dr. Horst.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that's another thing that.
And great nurses.
Right. That is available here. You don't have to leave. You can get that service done right here on the island. But again, if you're over 50, maybe you don't, you're not thinking about it, or you don't know that you can get it done here. So.
Yeah. And tell me a little bit more about you. What was your journalism background? Where'd you go to school?
I went to school out west in Colorado State University in Fort Collins.
You're an Aggie.
Yeah.
Did you ever go skinny dipping in Horsetooth Lake?
I may or may not have gone into Horsetooth, but yeah. So I got my journalism degree from there and came back, and actually, one of my first job out of school, I was looking for work. After I came back, I grew up in Western Mass, and then when I came back, saw this job at the Inquirer Mirror posted in the Boston Globe, and had never been to Nantucket before, and ended up coming out and taking the job and working there for almost 10 years. And met my wife working at the paper, and she grew up here on the island. And it was a really fun job. Really, got to know a lot of people, got to learn a lot about Nantucket, and just had a great time working there.
I bet. Well, Jason, thank you very much for coming by to This Week Tonight.
Thanks
we
for having me.
appreciate the information.
All right, and come to the health fair on October 29th.
We sure will.
All right.
I might come with my camera.
Great.
Okay, and I'll do a little show about it.
That would be perfect.
Okay.